Hello there. So today I am going to take this seasoning packet for butter chicken, but instead of butter chicken, I'm going to make butter shrimp. So I've got my shrimp. I'm going to use the coconut milk. I use coconut cream that it says on the recipe. I don't have any diced tomatoes, so I'm going to try this chili sauce. And I am going to add these vegetables instead of adding the onion. We're going to see how it works out, but I think that being able to mix up your what you add and use the recipe on the back of the package as a guideline for the quantities that you need, I think it's a great thing to discover new recipes. I think it's a great thing to expand your cooking, your cooking, oh my gosh, why can't I think of the word? Like your repertoire, let's say. Expand what you're doing. If you have, one of these meal solutions and you've tried it as it says on the package and you think, wow, I really like the flavor of that, why not mix it up? Why not give it a try? And instead of serving it on rice today, I am going to serve it on riced cauliflower. I bought the big bag of riced organic cauliflower at Costco. I'm going to get some out of the freezer and we're going to give it a try. So I'll share along as I'm making this and you can see how it looks at the end. Okay, so when you're going to be sauteing anything, it is important that you use a plant-based oil that is in a dark glass jar and that it is good for high heat. You can see this particular one here, this avocado oil, is good for 260 degrees Celsius or 500 degrees Fahrenheit. The reason I bring that to your attention is that olive oil is not meant to be cooked at a high temperature. And if you cook olive oil at a high temperature, it is going to become carcinogenic, just like any other oil that you're going to find in a clear jar at the grocery store. So just be mindful of that. I can feel that my oil is getting to a good temperature. This is really going to splatter because these vegetables were frozen, but I'm going to dump them in and put the lid on right away. Oh, not so hot as I thought. All right, that's okay. But I am going to spread them out a little bit. And I'm going to let them saute for just a few minutes. So you can hear that everything's sizzling nicely. So I'm going to add the seasoning packet. I'm going to add my chili sauce instead of adding the crushed tomatoes. And I'm just going to mix it around for a minute because then I'm going to add the coconut cream. Okay. The warming Indian spices are so good. All right, so now I'm going to add the can of coconut cream, which had separated. Okay. I was thinking instead of chili sauce, you could also have used salsa, if that's what you have available to you. Right, you can do that. So you can see we're getting a nice tomatoey, creamy sauce here. The smell of the warming spices is so good. So I'm going to let this come to the boil. Then I'm going to add the shrimp. And then when the shrimp are cooked, which doesn't take long, we'll be ready. Okay, so you can see that our sauce is boiling. I have the shrimp here. I just rinsed them. They are going to fall in one. Actually, you know what? I'm going to put them on here and do this. I'm going to close the lid for a minute, get rid of this, and then I'm going to separate the shrimp. Oops. So now I'm just going to separate out the shrimp here, get them into the sauce. And while that's happening, while they're cooking, I'm going to go and get the riced cauliflower. See how I heat that up. And lunch is ready. And really, it doesn't take much time. It's pretty quick, which is what I love about the meal solution packets. They're very fast, they're very easy, and if you're not that comfortable in the kitchen, let's say, just follow the recipe on the package and you'll be set. So here's is the rice cauliflower. It actually came in a plastic bag that it said you could cook in the microwave for 7 to 8 minutes, depending on your microwave. I know that my microwave is very powerful, so I always have to cut down the time. Anyway, I just put this instead in my silicone steamer, and I'm gonna put this into the microwave and cook it for 6 minutes and see how it looks while our sauce simmers. As you can see, it's looking delicious. Okay, so while the cauliflower is just finishing cooking, I feel like my sauce is a little bit too thin. Yes, there is some Greek yogurt to add to this, but I still feel that this is too thin. So what I've done is I've taken 2 tablespoons of the gluten-free flour that you can see up in the corner here, and I just mixed it with a bit of water. And just by doing that, usually you do about a tablespoon of flour for every cup of fluid, and there were about 2 cups of fluid in here. So just by doing that, you can see that I have thickened the sauce already, because there's already fat in the, like for thickening you need fat and you need you know, something like flour or cornstarch. If you use cornstarch, it makes the gravy clear. If you use flour, it makes it creamy or opaque. So anyway, you can see this is thickened up, and I got the fat from the avocado oil that I put in there. There's also a little bit of fat that comes from the shrimp, not really. But now you can see my sauce is thickened nicely, and that makes me happy. And we're just waiting on the cauliflower rice, and then we're ready to serve. So the last step is to stir in the Greek yogurt. We actually use an oat milk based Greek yogurt because we don't consume dairy. See, it just thickens it up, and also, interestingly, it boosts the protein content in your meal. Greek yogurt, this one has 13 grams for every 3/4 of a cup, which is pretty high. I'll show you the cauliflower rice, which is now ready. It is here. Let's take the lid off. You can see it's nice and ready, so I'm going to serve it in our bowls.